Hi, I'm Marianne, otherwise known as www.italianwifey on Instagram. Welcome to my kitchen. I'm just about to start making dinner, and what I'm making is something that my husband absolutely loves, which is meatloaf. You know, meatloaf is just one of those kind of comfort foods, and during this pandemic, what more do we need but comfort, right? So I'm doing a dinner just for my husband and making one of his favorite dishes, meatloaf. He particularly loves this one because it has a little bit of Baby Ray's barbecue sauce in it, and he loves anything barbecue. So let me explain the meatloaf. Like I said, it only has 5 ingredients, super easy, moist and delicious. This recipe that I have actually is double what I'm going to show you. Go ahead and double the recipe. You can make 2 smaller meatloaves, freeze one for later. You can give one away to your parents. You can make the whole thing if you have a big family and you want leftovers for another night of meatloaf or meatloaf sandwiches. My husband loves meatloaf sandwiches with ketchup. So just keep in mind that what I'm showing you is half the recipe because I'm gonna make a smaller meatloaf that serves 6. Now, this meatloaf that I'm going to show you, I'm on the My WW Green plan. So this meatloaf that serves 6, half of this is 6 smart points per serving. If you get 8 slices out of this meatloaf, it goes down to 4. And this is again on the green program. So let me go ahead and show you the ingredients you need, 5 of them. So easy. I'm using 96% lean ground beef. Now, if you want to bring the points down, use ground turkey, use half ground turkey, half ground beef. So when I make this in its entirety, I do use 1 whole pound of beef and 1 whole pound of 99% fat-free ground turkey for 1 super big meatloaf. But like I said, I'm making half today. So I'm just going to use the beef since this is all about my husband and not me tonight. And then some barbecue sauce. Now, I have the sugar-free sauce. Again, it's not about me, it's about my husband. So we have to use Sweet Baby Ray's for my hubby. Then you're gonna need 1 egg, and I use Eggland's Best egg. And then you're going to need some stovetop stuffing. I'm only using half of the package because I'm making half of the recipe. I'm using the cornbread stuffing. And then you're going to need a half a cup of water. That's it. Beef, stuffing, egg, barbecue sauce, and water. So let me go ahead and put this down so you can see me put the recipe together. So let me just aim it down a little. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, oops, and I forgot it. I'll be right back. I want to spray my baking dish. Never fails, I always forget something. So I'm gonna go ahead and spray my baking dish. I'm using a smaller one that will fit the meatloaf nicely. Okay, into my bowl, I'm going to go ahead and put in my 99% lean ground beef. Sometimes it's hard to find the 96. I know I have a difficult time finding it. I usually find 90, 92, nothing as high as 96. So when I find it, I go ahead and buy a lot of it. So this is one of those recipes that you're gonna get in there, get your hands dirty. And I can't even open this. This is a tough one. There we go. And we're gonna just get it all out into the bowl. Not as easy as it looks. There we go. Make sure it's all out. Okay. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna toss that into the garbage. Then I'm going to take an egg, since my hands are dirty right now, and crack an egg. Right on top of the meat. Now this doesn't even call for salt and pepper. So if you want to go ahead and add some herbs like oregano or salt and pepper, if you want to zhuzh it up, please go ahead and do that. So again, I have meaty hands, but I'm touching something that I'm going to discard. Okay, so now I'm gonna go wash my hands and I'll be right back to put the rest of the ingredients in. Okay, I'm going to take off my rings because I'm going to be mixing this with the best hand tool ever, my hands. Oh yes, and don't look at my hands. Oh my gosh, pandemic nails are awful. They're splitting, cracking, so bad. Okay, so the next thing you'll need is a half a cup of water. That goes in. And you're going to need 2 tablespoons of barbecue sauce. Now this recipe calls for 4 tablespoons or a quarter cup. I'm putting 2 tablespoons into the meatloaf, and then I'll be frosting the meatloaf with the other 2 tablespoons. So this is a great little measure that my friend Laura gave me, and it's 2 tablespoons exactly. There we go. 2 tablespoons right in. Okay, that is it. So simple. Now the fun part. My dish is already sprayed, so I'm just gonna go ahead and mix my meatloaf, get the egg and the stuffing and the water all incorporated. Now, the reason why I don't put any extra seasonings in my meatloaf is because the stuffing is seasoned. That's the nice thing, and the shortcut that I do is using stovetop stuffing. It's all in that stuffing mix. You need breadcrumbs in a meatloaf anyway, so why not use stuffing? Okay, this looks really incorporated nicely. Let's show that to you. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, it's very moist. It's so wet right now. I've got a couple of little, I don't want to touch anything with my dirty hands except this meatloaf, and then I'll go and wash it after I place this in my baking dish. Okay, and then I'm gonna just shape it a little bit more. Oops, sorry about that. I'm gonna shape it a little bit more into a meatloaf form once I have it in the dish here. So again, this is going to serve 6, which is a pretty nice slice. That's half. Get 3 out of this side. Yeah, that's a good slice of meatloaf. And since it's serving 6, I'm gonna try to get it more rectangular shape so the pieces are even and kind of square off the ends here. Just so when I cut it, there'll be 6 even pieces. Okay, there we go. So let me go ahead and wash my hands once again. How simple was that to put this together? Okay, I'm gonna go wash my hands. I'll be right back. Let me show you what this looks like. You can see the herbs in there, the stuffing. So that is your meatloaf. And then the next thing you're going to do is, remember I said you use half of the barbecue sauce inside and use half on the outside. So I'm going to get another 2 tablespoons. 4 tablespoons is a quarter cup. So when I give you the recipe at the end of the video, it will say either a quarter cup or 4 tablespoons. One is the same as the other. So see the barbecue sauce? Look at this. And you're going to frost the top of the meatloaf. And this keeps it moist as well. Having this, if you want to get daring, you could put some bacon on it. I'm not that daring. And if you need to, now that you have a spatula, you can just clean up the edges in there and make sure it's in a shape that you want. And that looks pretty even. I'll go ahead, pop this in the oven once the oven preheats, and I'll show you the finished meatloaf when it comes out of the oven. Okay, meatloaf I think is done. I'm going to cut it right down the middle since I have to make 6 servings out of this and see if it's cooked. Yep, looks cooked to me. So if you can see, this is the size of the slices. And let me get one out and put it on a plate. So you can see the size of one of the slices. I don't like the end piece, so I'm going for the middle. So there is my meatloaf. Easy, pleasing meatloaf. 6 smart points on the My WW Green Plan. I'm also having some grilled broccoli and some biscuits on the side. To grill the broccoli, all you have to do is put the florets on a baking sheet, spray them with cooking oil. That's all I do. And look at how nice and roasted they get, and they're the perfect side with this meatloaf. And I also have a kale salad. Thanks so much for stopping by my kitchen. I will definitely be putting the recipe on. I'm gonna put this up a little. I'm definitely gonna put the recipe at the end of this video. So all you're gonna have to do is stop and pause and take a screenshot or just write it down. So again, thanks for stopping by my kitchen. You guys stay healthy during this pandemic. Ciao.